Veterans are going to test you, right? And if they feel that you've gotten more money or more publicity, they're upset about that.
Anyone following basketball knows that Caitlin Clark is a supernova redefining the women's game with every play. NBA legends, the icons who live and breathe the sport, can't help but be captivated by her brilliance. Caitlin's electrifying talent has brought an unprecedented level of excitement to the WNBA, elevating the league in a way that few could have imagined. But here's where things get even juicier. Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time, has recently opened up about the Caitlin Clark drama and shared his thoughts on her future. MJ's take is a game changer, and his praise for Caitlin speaks volumes. Stay tuned, because what Jordan had to say is nothing short of extraordinary. During a broadcast, Caitlin Clark found herself in the spotlight, with the camera zooming in on her at just the right moment. Walt Clyde Frazier, the legendary former Knicks player and now an analyst, couldn't resist making a comment.
Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time for doing that.
As viewers watched, you could sense a mix of humor and nostalgia in Clyde's voice, a playful challenge from an old-school legend to the young star on the rise. What Frazier said next caught everyone's attention, leaving fans buzzing and curious about what he really thought of Clark's game. Stay tuned, because his words were anything but ordinary. He doesn't look that formidable. Just put a ball in her hand. She is spectacular to watch. While it's obvious that Frazier was just joking, his comment quickly gained attention, especially on social media, where many fans caught on to the humor. Still, even in jest, Clyde might want to reconsider challenging Caitlin Clark to a one-on-one these days, considering her meteoric rise in the game. It's fair to say Clark could more than hold her own against the Hall of Famer. Larry Bird, one of the greatest players in basketball history, recently shared his thoughts on Caitlin Clark. Known for his understated yet powerful comments, Bird made a surprising remark that showcased just how captivated he was by Clark's performance. It's not every day that a player receives this kind of recognition from a legend like Bird, and it's clear that Caitlin has caught his attention in a big way. Without a doubt, Bird's words provide a unique perspective, one that connects his own history with the game to Caitlin's exciting rise. Here's what Larry Bird had to say. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa Caitlin Clark play about the same last year. So, I was watching a lot of basketball. Bird's comparison speaks volumes about the impact Caitlin is having not just on fans, but on the very legends who laid the foundation of basketball excellence. To be mentioned alongside the kind of games Bird himself watched at Indiana State is a testament to how Caitlin's skill and excitement have transcended beyond women's basketball and into the larger sphere of the sport. It's this kind of acknowledgement from a legend like Bird that demonstrates just how special Caitlin Clark's journey is. With every game, she's not just changing perceptions. She's earning respect from the greats, solidifying her place as the future of the game. There are moments in basketball that transcend rivalry, moments where even the fiercest competitors are forced to acknowledge greatness. And that's exactly what happened when Shaquille O'Neal, one of the most prominent voices in basketball, decided to weigh in on Caitlin Clark. This isn't just any endorsement. It's coming from someone who has every reason to be on the other side of the fence. Despite his initial loyalty to Angel Reese, Shaq couldn't help but admire Caitlin's incredible skill, composure, and determination. What he said next showed a complete shift in perspective, and the respect for Caitlin was undeniable. Now, I'm not Shaq, I'm a fan. Caitlin plays the right way. I've seen her on TV, and a lot of times we know that, on TV don't really translate to the court all the time. So, I saw it. She makes the right play every time. Not all the time. She makes her teammates better. She shoots the ball. She's a great player. Shaq's praise for Caitlin Clark is a testament to the undeniable impact she's having on the game. To receive such recognition from an NBA legend like Shaq speaks volumes about her talent and the way she's changing the narrative in women's basketball. It's rare to see a player draw such genuine admiration from a figure who has been part of some of the most intense rivalries in the sport. Shaq's words highlight not only Caitlin's talent, but also her toughness and character. qualities that are earning her respect across all levels of the game. This moment isn't just about basketball. It's about breaking barriers, winning over doubters, and proving that Caitlin Clark is the real deal. Missing out on the biggest sports event of the year might have been a tough pill for Caitlin to swallow, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. At least that's what legendary NBA center and three-time Defensive Player of the Year Dwight Howard believed back then. Howard suggested that Caitlin could use the time off to sharpen her skills and come back stronger for the second half of the season, and he was absolutely right. Looking back, Howard's comments seem almost prophetic as Caitlin went on to dominate just as he predicted. She is a great player, but it's a lot of players that no lie who, as far as basketball-wise, they have the edge over her of why they should be playing in the Olympics right now. Mind you, this should motivate her. This should make her go harder in the gym. The 3 weeks that day off, she should get in better shape after the Olympic break. Caitlin Clark looked like a completely different player. While it's impossible to say exactly how much being left off the team fueled her fire, there's no denying she found her rhythm again. Missing out on the trip to Paris and potentially sitting on the bench for an already stacked roster may have been the best thing for her. Avoiding a situation that could have derailed her momentum or led to an unfortunate injury was a hidden blessing. Where others saw failure or disrespect, Dwight Howard saw an opportunity. He knew a player of Clark's caliber was in the perfect position to seize that moment and prove she was better than those who were picked ahead of her. Guys who don't have a huge media exposure are the most likely to give us their uncensored opinions, which is why we will start with a former player who isn't all over the airwaves in retirement. Jeff Teague was a quality starter for most of his 12 seasons in the league, and he was a one-time All-Star and won one NBA championship ring, but he never was a media darling or a highly marketable figure. Now retired, Teague felt free to criticize the WNBA for its treatment of Caitlin Clark as she entered the league with a huge fan base. Like, they played this all wrong, bro. They were supposed to gas this. This is why people don't watch this when y'all leave college women's sports, 'cause y'all hating on the best thing that's going to happen to W. While you can argue that his delivery is raw, the main idea he is conveying is very reasonable. After years of furious debate about the gender pay gap in sports and repeated unsuccessful attempts to raise the visibility of the WNBA, Caitlin's arrival has finally got things moving on those fronts. But she still endured a rough welcome. Teague just points out that such an attitude is damaging the league financially, while making it clear that he considers Caitlin to be worthy of better treatment by her peers and managers. NBA legend Rick Barry didn't mince words when it came to defending Caitlin Clark in a powerful statement. Barry made it crystal clear that the relentless criticism Caitlin has faced from certain WNBA players stems from nothing but jealousy and fear of her exceptional talent. His words were direct and unflinching, putting those critics in their place. What Barry said is exactly what every Caitlin Clark doubter needs to hear. It underscores why she deserves every bit of respect she's earned. I think it's reprehensible what they're allowing some of these players. Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time for doing that. Barry's words resonated deeply with fans and players alike, reminding everyone of Caitlin's journey and the hurdles she's overcome. Hearing a legend like Barry publicly acknowledge the unfair treatment and stand up for Caitlin was a powerful moment, shining a spotlight on the jealousy that has often driven her critics. It also served as a reminder that true greatness, like Caitlin's, often intimidates those who aren't ready to accept it. Barry's support has only amplified Caitlin's standing, and the respect she's earned is now more evident than ever. NBA great George Gervin also stepped forward to defend Caitlin Clark, and his words carried just as much weight. Gervin didn't hold back in addressing the disrespect Caitlin has faced, making it clear that her talent deserves admiration, not criticism. His statement made waves, sending a powerful message to all the doubters. Caitlin's greatness is undeniable, and even the legends recognize it. Brace yourselves, because Gervin's passionate defense is about to silence the naysayers. They don't know the value that she's bringing for all of them. She's bringing you. They're flying private planes now. They weren't flying private before she came. They own major networks now. They weren't doing that C. She reminds me of Tiger Woods. Caitlin Clark has quickly gained grassroots support from Indianapolis fans, but she still can't compare with some of the basketball heroes from the past when it comes to local love. At the very top of the list of most beloved Indiana ballers of all time is the elite three-point marksman and cutthroat competitor Reggie Miller, who spent all of his 18 seasons wearing a Pacers jersey. While you might expect Miller to show some respect to Clark as the new savior of his town, he went the opposite way and basically said that every rookie must learn how to deal with adversity and competition. What did you expect was going to happen to her? Like everyone was crowning her, they were sending her to the Hall of Fame before she played a WNBA game.